Cash Daddies, Cash Daddies, Cash Daddies, Cash Daddies,
Cash Daddies is for entertainment purposes only. You'd be an idiot to listen to anything these degenerates say. Invest at your own risk, do research, but seriously don't listen to these ass clowns. Now enjoy Cash Daddies.
Yo, welcome to another Cash Daddies. We're banking fatties. It's the two old guys here. We don't know where Johnny keeps telling me he's coming on. He's like, this is my weird time. I'm like, dude, it's 11 a.m. What are we talking about? We're in it to win it, guys. Welcome to Cash Daddies. We're all over the place. You can see us on YouTube, Twitter, Rumble, Rockfin, you name it. We're there live, hanging and banging. Hopefully Johnny can join us at some time. Joining me, as always, the man, the myth, the legend. To know him is to love him. Sweet Howie Dewey. Bum, 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 bum. Howie Dewey. How are you, Howie?
Good, brother. Good. How's things in LA? Everything together out there? LA still alive?
LA is crazy right now. I almost got stabbed giving somebody money. That's never happened before, where you give somebody money and they almost stab you. Yeah, dude. It's like very weird. It's very weird. Got a couple sets in last week. Comedy is not good in LA right now. So I'm figuring out what I want to do.
Let's get on the road. I'm back in it. I got some shows coming up, starting to hitting it hard.
I'm ready, dude. Here's the problem. I like doing independent shows because that's how you make your money.
Yes.
But the problem is everything is so expensive now. It's so expensive. Where's Johnny? Johnny just sent thanks. What does that mean? What does that mean? Let's go, dude. Let's go. So, how was your week, dude?
Dude, it was a good week, man. A good week. We banked nicely on DraftKings last week. I bought it at 130, sold it at 230. Of course, whatever I sell, it always pumps another 25, 50%. So the Patreon guys make more. Same thing with Oxy. Occidental Petroleum. Sold it Friday for a 25% gain. Some guys this morning sold it for 90% gains. Yeah, we're doing well, man. We're doing well. Market's down right now, but we went in and bought some. We bought these options, Sam, on this company, Snowflake. Hey, it was up 3 today. It's still up $1.34. Nasdaq's getting hit right now, down 200. We're in good shape, man. We're having a good week.
Now listen, guys. You guys can get all this magic by going to the patreon.com/Cash Daddies Patreon. This is where the bangers bang, bro. This is where the magic happens. This is where the community is. This is where, if you want to get insight and you want to listen to people, listen to people who are doing it every day. Every day, there's a bunch of people on the Patreon. Everyone's sharing their information, sharing what they're learning, what they see in the market, helping each other make the best decisions, and bank fatties, because that's what this show's all about. It's banking fatties. And look who just showed up. Look who just showed up. Johnny Woodard. What's up, buddy? We're glad to see you. You look great, and you look excited to be here.
Are you glad to see me? Starting the show. I mean, dude.
I got places to be at some point, dude.
Listen, I don't know what to tell you. This is exactly the time I take a shit every day. That's all there is. I'm not powerful enough. Okay. I tried to resist, and it was not a quick in out situation. There was some fallout, let's say, and there might be a sequel. I might have to step away for a second.
But Johnny, when I said let's do 11, did you say that's when I use?
Well, it's like a band. It's a time range. It's like 10:30 to 11:30. None of the times you would have selected would have been
there anything saying this is my time on my
right. But none of that. You said you could do 10 or 11. None of those times are good for my.
Okay, this is Johnny. This is literally your text. 11 would be better if that's cool. Sorry,
right, but what I'm saying is 10 is just as bad, because if it was 10, I would definitely have to take a shit in the middle of the podcast. That's even worse.
I mean, what are you taking 11 out? I mean, an hour dump, bro?
No, of course not. I mean, dude, you shit in the shower, so I don't want to hear any shit feedback from you. You take a dump in the shower multiple times and stomp it, waffle stomp it down.
Very aggressive, Johnny. This is a financial show. Okay.
Don't bring the shit feedback to me. I don't need it.
Okay.
The kid is regular, man.
You could have told me a different time, and we could have done this.
But I mean, it would have had to been like 2. It's fine. It's just a couple minutes late. It's okay.
Yeah, Johnny. Some people are asking that you need to write out your shit schedule. Okay, that would be best for everybody.
He's regular.
I'm regular. It's rain.
It's regular.
No, that doesn't make sense.
No, dude.
Right.
All right. So we were talking about Howie's week, but real quick, Johnny, how was your week besides your schedule being a little off?
Bitcoin's performing nicely. I think you gave me a little insider knowledge right this week that you thought it was about to.
So I got a call from my good friend Johnny Mitchell. Started off a great conversation. You know Johnny Mitchell from the Connect. Yes, did I tell him to start a YouTube channel? Yes, did I tell him that's the Underground Railroad to career and financial freedom? Yes. Did I create another millionaire? Yes. Okay. Yes. But he was telling me that his insiders, he knows a lot of people deep into this, and they say that Bitcoin's about to super explode. Now, have we been hearing this for a while? Yes. But he seemed very confident, to the point I was thinking about just going and figuring out, because I still have my Celsius money sitting there, and I'm like, should I just take all my Ethereum and buy a whole Bitcoin? I know it's a little aggressive and it's really high up, but what if it just explodes? So you're like, oh, you're buying at the top right now, but is that the final top? That's the question.
It's interesting you say that, because Bitcoin and Coinbase usually trade side by side. But Coinbase is taking an ass beating. I mean, the last week it's up from 195 to 204, but over 3 months, Coinbase was at 265. It's down to 200, 204. So I don't know, man. It's really wild.
Do you think this is really like the election? And we could say whatever we want about the election and what's real, what's not real. Do you think like one of the things in the balance for sure is crypto? Like, it seems like Trump would be a little bit more crypto friendly. He's even mentioned it. And then about what he's going to do. And then you have Joe Biden, who seems to be anti-crypto.
Yeah, it's funny you say Joe Biden, because it really is a second term for him. But yeah,
it's
Kamala,
crazy.
yeah.
Right, Johnny? It's like, dude, do we even have a president right now? It is so crazy. Occasional story pops in, but nothing. There's like I don't feel like we have a president right now. It's really crazy.
No.
Yeah, but if you look at every president, I mean, the last 2 or 3 months, you don't hear much about shit unless there's a huge war going on or something. But
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of like, when your grandpa goes to hospice, do you have a grandpa?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, do we have a president? He's winding down, I think. I mean, this is the end of, I mean, both his term and his life, I'm afraid. I mean, he seems to really be fading rapidly every time we see him publicly. So I don't know. I mean,
I agree.
The real question is, who's gonna make it longer, Biden or Jimmy Carter? I mean, who would have thought that?
Dude, that is crazy, Johnny. I've never even thought about that.
Wow.
He's literally in hospice, and he's been hanging on for like 2 years now.
He's almost 100 years old.
Yeah, he is pretty old, dude. He is pretty old. I want to say hello real quick to everybody on Rumble, everybody on Rockfin, everybody. Where else are we? Twitter. We love you on Twitter, of course. We don't get enough talk from the Twitter people, which is very weird to me. But we're very thankful for everybody tuning in. Thank you guys again. Go check out the Patreon. This is where the bangers bang, bro. If you want to bang, dude, if you want to bang, come to the Patreon.
I love banging.
You
Yeah.
really do, Johnny. You really do.
I mean, this is we're doing well. We're doing well. I mean, we're consistently banking right here, and it's a good crew. It's it's hundreds of guys that chime in. Should I buy this? I heard this, and I like it because they throw me ideas. They throw me stocks to look up. I'll give you a great example. Oh, my man, the other day tossed one over. He said, "Hey, Howie, what do you think of Merck?"
What does
And I
that
can't
mean?
really-
He tossed one over.
He tossed over an idea.
That's what I did earlier.
Jesus
Actually,
Christ.
right before I got on this podcast, I tossed one over, just threw it overboard.
I usually toss one off.
Oh, that's a whole different thing. Yeah.
No, man, our boy Shane Schroeder, man, he was like, "Hey, look at Merck," and I hadn't really looked at Merck, and all of a sudden I looked at it and I said, "Holy shit, how did I miss this? Stock looks like it's breaking out. I'm about to buy a chunk of it. I'm about to buy a chunk of Merck, and all the guys on the Patreon like it too. So that's one that we're going in on probably today. Some guys already have. It's a good crew, man. We're all banking. We're banking, and next topic coming up. We're getting into September next week. Traditionally, September.
You guys believe it's already September almost?
Nah.
I mean, it just flew this year. Just flew.
But September traditionally, especially during an election, October even, you got to be careful, man, because you're going to have some downswings in this market. You're going to have some downswings. So we're going to look at to be banking on the downside very soon. You got the Dows hitting all-time highs again. Remember what was it? 3-4 weeks ago we were done. We were history. The world was coming to an end.
Yeah, you're totally right. I mean, I'm like, I think everybody is kind of shocked. Like that the economy's going well. And it's just like, it's this weird thing where it's like, there just seems to be still being a buildup, but there's so much now. The internet floods you with so much data that you can't even focus on the fact that we basically have we're basically looking at, a World War III. Still, I still think it's like that. I mean, I saw something on, Turning Point, I believe is the show on YouTube, and they were talking about how Israel's economy is in shambles right now. Like it's just about to honestly crash and burn. They've had so many businesses file for bankruptcy. They're having real problems right now getting fuel. They were talking about how like a lot of their energy is based off coal, and the one country they get all their coal from, I forgot who they said it was, isn't sending them coal anymore. They're like in deep shit.
I mean, I don't know.
That's not good for us, because when Israel's in trouble, they don't like it, and they make us deal with it.
But of all the things going on right now, it's I don't know. It's not. I mean, there was a little bombing over the weekend, and I'll tell you what. I'm not saying thank God, but I mean, our energy stocks went through the roof, which was nice. I mean, Devon Energy had the pump we needed. Guys this morning sold Occidental Petroleum up 80-90% because Howie sold it on Friday only up 25. I took one for the team. So that's what you get. When you get Middle East problems, you get oil and natural gas just go up. That's just what it is. Will it stay that way? I don't know. I mean, at some point, look, this isn't new. This shit's been going on for what? 70 years? I mean, this isn't new. It's been way worse in the past. That's what people don't remember. As far as World War III goes, what time in your lifetime have you not heard once a month? Oh no, we're World War III.
Yeah.
I mean, I look at Twitter and I love these fucking ass clowns that talk about China. Oh yeah, we're in trouble if we go to war with China. And I was talking to my dad, and he said one thing. He said, "You want to know something? When's the last time you ever heard China in a war with anyone?" He said, they don't waste their money on that shit. He said, they don't, they're too busy making Tide. And it's the same thing, making products to send to Walmart and Home Depot. So yeah, that's one country I don't think you just ever have to worry about going to war with. When's China ever been in a war?
I mean, the Sino-Soviet War was an example, but they don't.
Yeah, when was that, Johnny?
Modern time. That was a long time ago. Like, I don't know, more than 100 years ago. Let's see. So I think it's more like early 1900s. Let me see.
I mean,
And
the
then, I
last
mean, they were in World War II. Oh no, that was the 60s. No, it was
No.
69. That was March 2nd, 69 to September 11th, 69. So it was a short little thing between the
Yeah.
Soviet Union and China.
I mean, and I wouldn't really say that was a war. I mean, a couple guys argue in the backyard, but China doesn't go to war, man. They don't give a shit.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking here. Yeah, I mean, not a
And
ton.
they-
Most of them are really a long time ago. So
Nah, man, and they don't, and as far as the economy goes right now, they got other problems. They're just trying to get back and running here, making products that we can buy for nothing and put mom and pop shops out of business. That's what they're
Yeah.
doing.
It's kind of crazy, dude. So somebody just said in the chat that Tulsi just teamed up with Trump. He seems to be like putting together this A team of just like scorned ex-Democrats that everyone really loves, that the people that the establishment in the DNC is just ran out. Tulsi, RFK, and even Trump to a point. Trump was a giant Democrat for a long time. You see, you can find, they have pictures of checks that he sent to Kamala Harris when she was running in San Francisco,
Yeah.
right?
all
Of course
right,
he was a
so he's in
Democrat.
Detroit right now. He just invited her on stage.
Oh
to
shit.
endorse him. He said she's got great common sense, great spirit. She loves our country. Sounds like she's joining his campaign in some capacity.
Well,
Do you guys think that right now JD Vance has to be like, am I still got a job?
Well, dude, I mean, I would have preferred her probably to
RFK.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
I would probably prefer Tulsi over RFK just because she's less pro-Israel. I'm not saying she's probably not and listen, I just don't want my candidates to be Israel first. I'm sorry. I just don't want that. If you're running for America, I want you to be America first. Everybody else, get out of here.
Donald Trump loves Israel. He'll be writing checks.
Oh yeah.
to them.
I mean, well, it's just crazy to me.
Well,
you know.
I'll give you an interesting statistic. Last week on the show,
Local celebrity, Steve Lafayette.
before the Democratic convention, Kamala Harris was a minus 115 favorite on Odds Checker in Vegas. Donald Trump was like plus 120. They have the convention, the Democratic convention. Now Kamala Harris is a plus 100. She's even. And Donald Trump's plus. They're about even right now. They're about even, dead even. So that convention sure as hell didn't help her.
Yeah, and then he was so smart because the next day RFK goes, and that just kills any momentum if she had from that convention. Dead.
Yeah, I don't know how much that's. I always look at these odds, man. I don't know how much that'll help. When you have 3 months left, I don't know.
I think she's in deep shit. I think she's in deep trouble, dude.
It's dead even though, man, betting wise. And I mean, this is cash talking. So, and like the last guy on the show said, they've been wrong before. But still, you got to look at Vegas. I don't trust polls or anything. But Vegas, that's where money goes. So if you see a swing one way or the other, you got to take that into consideration.
Well, again, we have our own opinions on this. If you're going to rig it, you have to give the illusion that it's closer than it is. You have to have people believe that it is close enough that when some weird stuff happens, they don't question it. But the big thing I wanted to get into, because this is, I hate taxes. I make no illusions of it. I pay my taxes just because I don't want to go to jail. I despise taxes. Okay. I don't know why, who is okay with this, but Harris is literally suggesting she would tax unrealized gains. That to me is the most insane. Like, you should get ran out of the country for suggesting anything like that. It's absolutely ridiculous.
It's laughable. And look, this isn't the first time, second, third, fourth. There's been candidates coming forth with that bullshit for the past 30 years. Let's tax unrealized gains. In other words, what that is, people, is if I buy Apple computer and I buy it today, in 6 months from now or a year from now, it's up 40%, but I haven't sold it. I got to pay taxes on it. Now it's only for what? The tax brackets, what is it, Johnny? 100 million and up?
Yeah, it was way up there. It was lofty tax brackets. I can't remember what.
So it's something we'll never have to worry about. I mean, unless you're making 100 million or more. But the whole philosophy of it is a joke. Back to Sam's point, it makes no sense. It's laughable. And the bottom line, a president's not going to get this shit passed. Congress isn't going to pass that. You know how many wealthy fucking billionaires would leave if that was the case? So it's laughable. It's just, I don't even know why. It makes them look stupid just bringing
but
it up.
it's such a bad thing to run on.
It's
just such a, even to suggest it as you're running for president, trying to give the illusion of wanting votes. And again, there's people in the comment section talking about how elections are fake. I understand why you say that. But as the Prophet Eddie Bravo often says, why, if it's fake, why did they go through such extreme measures to rig it or give the illusion of rigging it? So that's, to me, it's a very everything is about energy. Everything's about manipulating energy. And that's my honest opinion,
No, I agree. I totally agree. Because there must be some element of reality to it. It's just the whole system doesn't make sense unless there's some rule that they have to play by.
Yeah, which is they need our permission to do shit. So they have to have us behind whatever they're doing. That's the occult side of it. So
Powell's saying the time has come for rate cuts. He was at Jackson Hole giving a speech. So we're finally getting it from his mouth. That they're going to adjust their policy and change direction here next time around. So that's probably good news, I guess.
Howie. I mean, we knew that was coming. Yeah. I mean,
it's already baked into most of the.
That's all baked in. And anyone asking, what's going to happen when rates drop? Nothing. I mean, you might see the market drop if he lowers rates, because this has been factored in for a long time. The positive is, and you can tell it's factored in, all you got to do is look at the 10-year Treasury, baby. Look at the 10-year Treasury, which has been dropping for the past 3 months. I mean, the 10-year Treasury has gone from 4.7, let's see, it was at 4.62 in May, almost June, and now it's down to 3.8, 10-year Treasury. That's based on they know they're going to lower rates, which brings me to the next thing. Hey, I don't know if you guys saw the housing situation, but homes are getting bought now. Homes are getting bought.
Homes be getting bought.
Hey, I'm in one right now, baby. And you know what? You know who we bought this house from, Sam? You're gonna love it. We bought it from a corporation of fucking a corporation that just likes to buy homes in chunks, and that's who we bought this from. Nothing like going into a closing and there's no one there. And we couldn't figure out, it was weird. We couldn't figure out the owner. There's different names, LLCs, and the lawyers.
Who is this Wells Fargo guy?
Yeah. Basically, I mean, the lawyer said, "Nah, man, you're buying this from a corporation that has a shitload of houses." So, we knocked one off. There it is.
Do you think that means they're kind of effed, that buying up all these houses hasn't really worked in their favor? Maybe, possibly.
I don't know, because the new numbers came out saying that houses are getting bought right now because the interest rates are dropping. I still think a lot of it are conglomerates with buying those houses even now.
And when you own so many of them, you kind of dictate the price too, especially because they're buying them all chunks up and like all in the same area. So if
they bought up all of Vegas, dude. They literally bought up all of Vegas, dude.
I know.
And in the absence of like a real collapse, you control the price.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if we got lucky with this or what, but they want to get it off the books. I don't know.
Right on. All right. Well, maybe they are. I mean, maybe they're having to eat some shit out. That would be great.
That would be great, yeah. Because but I do think I do like this, and I'm getting a lot of the Patreon guys hitting me, DMing me, saying, "Hey, I've been saving this money for a long time. Is now a good time to buy? You know what? Yeah, rates are coming down. If you can get yourself a good deal, lock in, baby. Lock in and grab it. You know, if rates drop more, you can always lock that rate in. But I do think it's probably a pretty decent time to buy real estate right now. You know, especially, I got to get Mihul on the podcast because a lot of people feel that commercial real estate is so dirt cheap right now.
Well, I know
So
we
dirt-
covered that one a couple of weeks ago. That was just, I mean, what
Yeah.
was it? I mean, they got pennies on the dollar for the old Sports Illustrated building in New York.
Oh, you know what? I found out why.
Why? Yeah, please. I've been dying to know.
I found out why. And I'll give you a good analogy. There's a stock called Clover, CLOV, that used to be a meme stock. You know, it jumped from $1.80 to like $4 last week. And I was talking to my brother about it. He said, you know, it's jumping. This stock could get bought out. But it really can't get bought out because the company holds too much debt. And no company wants to buy out another company that has too much debt because it's not worth it. So that building we're talking about, Johnny, that was sold for like $360 million or 30 years ago, but sold a few weeks ago for $8 million. That's exactly it, Johnny. That building had so much debt, hundreds of millions of debt.
How does a building have debt? I mean, they bought the business too. Is that what you're saying? Like the corporation that owned it or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, they just acquired debt over and over. For different reasons. And that's what my buddy said. Yeah, he goes, you know, even though it looks like it may have been a good deal, they didn't really buy it for $8 million. It could be $8 million plus $300 in debt.
Yeah.
So
That's
why.
It's good to hear that something money. Also, we were talking briefly about Trump. He's commented that Elon Musk, while he wouldn't have time to be in his White House cabinet, might actually consult. What do you think? I mean, Elon Musk has really just stepped onto the world stage as like a political power broker in a way we haven't seen one of these, you know, these sort of, maybe Gates. Yeah, I guess Gates does it, right? But one of these like super, like we're talking like elite wealthy, normally kind of play a little more behind the scenes. He's really publicly, like really the face of his company and now politically becoming a.
His shareholders on Tesla aren't happy because his stock is shit in the bed. There's problems with Tesla right now. And Twitter has lost him how much money?
Oh God, I mean, immediately he lost millions and millions immediately the moment he bought the company.
And it's not improving. I mean, he's losing more and more.
It is a better product now, though, and I think Sam will agree. Isn't Twitter, Sam, a much better product now than it was?
I love it.
Okay,
yeah, I love it. I think it's where I get my news from. You know, I think. I there's so many. What are you talking about, Howie? What do you get your news from? Where do you get your news?
You're like a housewife in 1975 that yells at her husband for not picking up the fucking National Enquirer.
I have no clue what you just said right there. Okay. All right.
National
I mean, you may be good at
Twitter.
stocks, but you're a retard on everything else. Listen, guys. Okay. Listen, don't be like Howie. Don't be a retard on everything else.
Yeah, get your news off of Twitter.
Yeah. Okay. Where do you get your news? Where do you get your news, Howie? Please tell me it's not MSNBC. Please, or CNN.
Pay attention. I get my news off of Barron's, Bloomberg.
Okay, yeah. You get your news off the wall, the glory hole you work to pay off your house. So guys, listen, if you don't want to have to work a glory hole like Howie Dewey and you want to make money, let me tell you about our good friends at Copy My Crypto. That's right. James Fan, Copy My Crypto. Guys, has it pissed you off to watch crypto fly up in price for over a decade and you still have done nothing about it? It makes sense. Crypto is complicated and really boring. Well, here's the good news. You don't need to know a thing about crypto to make money like so many have. The CopyMyCrypto.com membership site shows you the exact cryptos that YouTuber James McMahon personally owns, which means you just got to copy him. It's like having a big brother who knows what he's doing. You don't need to know a thing about crypto or how to invest as you simply copy along. So let me tell you about James. He runs the Copy My Crypto YouTube channel, which has over 54,000 subscribers. In the summer of 2020, he told his viewers to buy 26 cryptos. Had you put $100 into each one, it went on to be worth $1,000. Big bucks, no whammies. Of course, of the 26 cryptos, his top pick of the year, the one he singled out called Phantom, went up 692 times to the top from when he said, okay, that one call alone has retired a number of people, including guys in their 20s and 30s. Okay, remember, this is public knowledge. You can go to YouTube and verify yourself. So if you'd like to join the 2,800 members who copy James, then pause what you're doing and head over to copymycrypto.com/Sam. That's copymycrypto.com/SAM. You'll not only find everything that I've said here, but our viewers get full access for $1. $1. That's it. Okay. $1. You've missed out on Bitcoin, but there's over 2 million other cryptos. Do you really think you've missed out on all of them? Guys, don't waste your time anymore. Go to the site and read it. Once again, that's copymycrypto.com/SAM. Ended money worries for so many. It may just do the same for you. Copy My Crypto, and we thank James McMahon for sponsoring this studio adjacent to Copy My Crypto studio adjacent studios.
Maybe just a small bit of input. Maybe we don't mention glory holes in the ad reads next time.
Luckily, we did before the read. Before the read.
Okay.
Hey, dude, you don't know how lucrative those glory hole businesses are.
That's a good point. Yeah, we should start having glory hole owners.
Dude, you got your business is coming to you. Okay, your business is coming to you. You know, you got
on you in most cases.
Coming to you and on you. Johnny with the win.
Musk wouldn't have time. He would only have time to consult. And then we've got this story this week, which, if you believe in space, is a huge embarrassment for Boeing. I think we're witnessing something like the public humiliation ritual of an entire company, an institution. Boeing with this shit with the Max, the 727 Max or whatever the hell it is, and then what's going on at the ISS right now. They've had to bring home their capsule that brought those astronauts up there, and they're turning to Daddy Musk to bring these guys home. And just what is, I mean, and they resisted it for a long time, weeks and weeks now, trying to figure out a way to get that capsule to work and bring them home. But it returned empty. And now they're turning to Elon to rescue them, bring them back.
Let me ask you this, Johnny. Speaking of Elon, he's getting warnings right now not to travel outside the United States because of what happened to that Telegram owner, Powell.
Yeah, I've heard that as well.
Yeah, because if they can arrest this guy for Elon definitely could I could see France arresting him.
There's the whole situation with that is super interesting, because what happens is somebody hacked into Israel's government, took all this super top secret data, and has been releasing it on the internet. And I think they were using Telegram to do it. And, Israel asked them not to allow it to happen. And they were like, well, we don't control that. And then he instantly got married. Got arrested. What's super interesting.
That's so funny that you conflated marriage and arrest in your head.
What was super interesting is that this hot Instagram model was documenting everywhere they were going. So the question was she in on it? Was she allowing them where to go? Because there was a famous rapper, well, not super famous rapper, but within the rapping circle was kind of a big name. I don't know his name, but he got shot and killed because his girlfriend was like telling everybody they were at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. And when the people saw that his girlfriend was there,
PNB Rock, is that what you're talking about?
Maybe. But they rolled up and tried to rob him of his jewelry, and they ended up killing him.
That's it. It says Instagram post of rapper PNB Rock at Roscoe's may have led to killing, LAPD chief says.
Yeah.
There it is.
It's kind of crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
this guy's in jail in France, and like, really, what? Why is he in jail? What did he
Yeah, I
do?
mean,
He
they're
didn't do
saying
anything.
he's just his lack of oversight of what's going on, illegal
That's
activity.
exactly what it is. Something's happening to Europe. It's just crazy to me. It's just
Well, yeah, I
crazy.
mean, we haven't talked about it really, but the thing with in England where they're talking about potentially arresting Elon for, which is not. I mean, he's in America. You know what I mean? We don't have. You can say whatever the hell you want, and it's free speech in America, but they don't have they don't treat it the same way there. So potentially, he could be liable for stirring up, inciting people to violence, which he did over there, according to them.
I love how Elon Musk
it's ridiculous.
is being arrested, possibly, or this Telegram guy could be arrested. But George Soros, who literally laid out his plans to flood
Yes.
Western countries with immigration, paid for all of it, is like walking around free.
Yeah, because he pays all their checks. He's the guy bribing most of these people.
No, I
Amazing.
agree. I don't see how the hell they got this guy in jail in France. It doesn't make a lot of sense.
And I don't
think
see.
you're
I mean,
right.
when does he get out? Because he's a Russian, right?
No,
I mean,
they say he may be in a while.
Well, word is Russia's trying to get him out, which is like out of the fire, out of the frying pan into the fire.
yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
if they
sure
send him back to Russia,
Ukraine is using
you
it.
may never hear of him again.
Yeah, well, they don't give a shit if you're a billionaire there.
He's worth $15 billion.
And none of that's helping him right now. None of it. Not $1 is helping you with that.
Yeah,
Can you
you're so
imagine?
right, dude.
You're sitting in jail and you're like, right now I could have 9 chicks at the same time, but I'm in jail and I can't get out. I mean, that's got to be the worst feeling in the world.
Never leave the U.S. I think that's why Elon's working so hard on those damn robots, is because he wants to be able to leave the United States, but he knows he can't, his actual physical body. So he's just going to start sending out like Iron Man robots to represent him around the world. Let's see. This is, I've been tracking this just out of personal interest for years.
Real quick, Johnny, bringing that up.
No,
So my daughter has a really good friend from school, and we invite him over to our this pool that we go to, and their mother, the friend's mom, was telling me that Elon Musk is basically created, and we're almost there, where you are going to be able to basically through VR going to be able to to control a robot at home like it's you. Like, it's like, oh, I got to go feed the dog. I got to go to, like you're traveling for work, but you still have things at home you got to get done. You can put on your VR goggles. Now you're the robot and you just run around. You get shit done. Like, it's kind of crazy, dude. It's like another job gone, right? It's like a personal assistance, right? Done. Dogs,
the rich people ain't going to want to do that. Put on a whole thing and get gloves on, and they're not going to want to do that. This is
Can you
more
imagine that
working
shit?
class.
Like, okay, I want you to go down to King's Tavern, just start drinking Jameson and Chores Light. Make sure you watch the game at 1:00, and make sure you watch the Alabama game at 4:00. Don't worry about putting the bets in. I'll put the bets in. You just go down, get hammered, talk to the bartender for the next 7 hours.
What would you do though if your robot was doing that, Howie?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you imagine if your robot got you in trouble, like you got a phone call, like, hey, Howie, I don't know if you knew this, but you just fucking bit a girl in the ass for no reason. We cut you off around 7. You need to come down and get yourself right now. Come down here.
Yeah, come down and get yourself.
Come down and get yourself, or else, we're going to have to fine you. We're going to have to give you a fine. It's going to be 2 nights in jail, too. Not you, the robot, but.
Right. So, dude, imagine if you could just program your robot to do all your shit during the day. Alcoholism and drug addiction is going to skyrocket. But you don't have to do anything. You could just program your robot the night before to get done. Put in these bets, make these bets, and just watch me gack out.
You imagine if you're sitting at the bar with your boys watching the NFL Monday night game, and your wife's like, I want your ass home at fucking 9:30 because we're trying to have a kid because, the population of the earth is dropping and we got to have this kid. And you could just be like, hey, look, robot, I need to go home, bang the wife out for a good hour because we still got a half time. We got a half left in this Jets Giants game. That would be amazing.
You always take it to the craziest place possible, Howie. That's really
That's
the
your
robot
job.
now has a fully functioning Johnson and is banging your wife.
The robot is now cucking you. Okay?
Yeah.
Can you imagine? That would be. And what if the wife is like the robot's so much better than you? Go back to the.
Oh
bar.
yeah.
You're
Well, I mean,
done,
they
dude.
love robots. We know that they love technology. The ladies.
Stick a fork in it. You're done, dude.
The funny thing, if you get in trouble with it, they just put like the boot on your robot for you. They don't even have to send it to jail. They just put a boot on, like they do when you DUI.
Pour some water on him.
Let's see. So this is something I've been following for years now. The Postal Service hasn't made money for 15 years. It's been 15 years since they were cash flow positive. And now they're slowing service again. They've done it several times. They're waiting, though, interestingly, until after the election to slow service because it's mostly in rural areas. Cities are actually getting faster service now. People who are within, I can't remember how many X miles, like 100 miles or something of their major hubs are going to get their mail a day faster. And all the people in the country are getting this shit later.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's a wild statistic.
The 15-year thing?
Damn, yeah. That's
What are we?
Hey, what about? Have you seen what's going on at fucking? I didn't read that. What's it say?
It says I would not allow a robot to fact my wife under no circumstances. Yeah, you say that now, dude. You say that now.
Yeah,
What?
check the bedside drawer, buddy.
If you're sitting at the bar and all of a sudden, the spread's 3.5 and it's a tie game going overtime with the Cowboys and the Redskins.
Yeah.
And your wife's like, you got to be home. You're sending that robot.
Do you allow your wife to use a vibrator? If so, then the robot's on the table.
Yeah.
Robot's on the table.
Check the bedside drawer. All right.
But
one other thing.
Under the bed, there's just a robot sitting there quietly.
Johnny. So we talked, I think it was 2 weeks ago about Paramount Global got bought out by Larry Ellison's son, David Ellison. Now, Larry Ellison's worth $180 billion. $180 billion.
Nice.
So they had a 30-day grace period where somebody else could make an offer. Well, this guy fucking Bronfman, comes in and he makes a bid for like $1 billion more for the company. And the thing is, he's got like 20 or 30 guys with him saying, no, we have the money, man. Don't worry about it. We have the money. And people in Paramount's kind of worried, like, does he really have the money? Now, what's Larry Ellison going to do? Is Larry Ellison going to be like, I'll up it or go ahead and take it? I mean, that's some wild shit going on at Paramount. Very wild.
That is strange.
Yeah, I mean, it is strange. Like, that's a big debate in Hollywood right now. Like, everyone's talking about it. Is Hollywood dead? Is it just going to reform, redefine itself? Is it going to become completely decentralized?
Yeah, it's really wild. I mean, and they're saying I can tell you right now, Paramount's laying off thousands of people. And the first people going are anybody to do with Hollywood studios. Those are the first people, bye-bye.
Good.
Yeah, I mean,
the lawyers, the salespeople, they're all getting laid off right now as we speak.
Not bothered.
I just totally, it's going to be interesting, dude. It's going to be super interesting what the future holds.
Yeah.
The question is, what becomes of Los Angeles?
Yeah.
I mean, we have a giant economy here and it's a big city, but there's parts of the city that are completely tied into the movie and television industry.
Detroit. Think about it. Whole city around one industry.
Yeah, but the only difference is the weather here is so amazing.
Yeah, it'll become a seaside resort city. Yeah, that it'll become more of like a Disneyland, like a place. It'll be like Orlando on the coast, But I mean, if the industry leaves, it'll gut this place for sure. There'll be so many people who can't afford. So prices hopefully will come down because there's so many people that just won't be able to afford to live here, and you won't have all the seekers coming out, trying to get gigs, auditioning. So traffic will slack up a little bit. It actually may become something like heaven on earth if the politics changes with it.
Well, somebody the other day was trying to say that like they think it's absolutely ridiculous that Wyoming has the same amount of senators as California. And I go, I totally agree, because California's full of retards and should have 0 senators. We should have no senators representing this retarded state of ours. Okay, I would be totally fine if they're like, and the state of California has 0 representatives till they get their head out of their ass. So I'd be totally
that's
fine
Bill
with it.
Maher always brings that up, but I mean, he always fails to mention that, in the House of Representatives, they are represented proportionally. So,
Well, I also
shut up.
I mean, the weird thing about about LA versus San Francisco, like San Francisco before it went to shit, and it will go back to nice. It ebbs and flows. You hear people talk about there was a time where San Francisco ran into the ground and then it revives itself. But it's a beautiful city. LA is, I don't know, bro. I mean, like, I always feel bad for people who come here on vacation to like tours. Where do you go? Like, Hollywood is garbage, bro. You go into Hollywood, there's no Hollywood Boulevard is just like, it's just garbage, dude.
What did you? I think you said a free range psych ward. Is that you?
Yeah,
Is that your
that's
line?
what
Yeah.
it is. That's what it is.
You go. It's mostly celebrity home tours now. I think. I mean, that's the only interesting thing to do is creep on celebrities, which is gross to me.
The music industry's here, but what does that mean? And
Santa Monica.
all the movies are being made everywhere else. They make nothing in California anymore. They make
It's too
nothing in
expensive.
LA.
They make nothing here because it's too expensive. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to me that you go to Canada to have to shoot something. Canada's super expensive right now.
Unless it's on the studio lot. I mean, even then, you're just jammed up with anything. The studios can't afford to make all this shit because these unions have negotiated contracts that are unsustainable. If you have a fully union production, it is so expensive. I mean, yeah, that's a big reason they're floundering, and nobody can talk about it because the unions are so powerful. But these contracts have just gone up and up and up, more benefits, and people just aren't watching it the same way. So it's not sustainable.
My uncle Bert, God rest his soul, he was high up at Ford way back in the day. And he would tell me that the unions just negotiated the jobs right out of the country. Like they would make unions would strike and have to get deals where, like, if you got fired, you were part of the union, you would get like 1.5 years salary to be let go. And you're like, dude, that's never going to be sustained. Now, I do believe that within certain jobs, there should be a living wage, right? But like, if you get fucking fired, you get 1.5 years like salary, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think like Germany has some crazy system too. You can get like a year of your basically your salary after you get fired or something like that through the government, which is and you don't even have to do all that shit that you have to do here. You know what I mean? It's just like
It ain't the union. It's like, and listen, dude, I mean, it's got like unions were started because they wanted to create safe work environments.
Well, you had
Now-
12-year-old
now we're-
kids. You had 12-year-old kids working
now
18-hour
we're in
days.
Bizarro town. Like it's gone way above just healthy work environments and proper labor laws.
Hey, if you're a Teamster in New York, man, these guys are making unbelievable money. Their kids go to college for free. They get great pensions. Shit. What a good job. Become a Teamster, baby.
Yeah, it's one of those things nobody talks about. Couple of last things I just wanted to hit, unless you guys have anything else. So this is just one funny story of an example of how living costs in cities and how stupid we are to live in these cities have gotten out of hand. There's this guy, 33-year-old. This is from CNBC, paying $2,100 a month to live with 23 roommates in Brooklyn. And This is not some lavish mansion. He's got 23 housemates.
Yeah.
Say that again.
He's got 23 roommates, and he's paying $2,100 a month.
What is he living in?
I mean, it's not some crazy. It's it's nice. It's nice for what it is. It's big for what it is, but it's not
like, okay. How How many rooms is that? Okay, so you got 23 roommates, all paying 2 G's. So that's 50. That's almost 50 grand a month, right? How big is that place?
I don't know, but how pissed would you be if you walk up and who took my fucking coffee? Hey, I
Well,
bought a stick
what is this,
last
a
night.
They're
prison
different
unit?
size rooms. He actually moved up. He had a smaller space, which they all, and they all share a kitchen. It's just like it's kind of it's kind of like a new cohabitating model is what they're
I don't
trying to
know
build there.
I don't know how Howie still lives in New York. I don't know how I live in LA. At least I live in a house. I don't know how people after a certain age. I understand living in New York when you're young and you're an artist and you're chasing art and you're meant to live like shit because it's about the art. Man, at some point I'm like, get me out of here. I don't know how you do it. I don't know how
They
you do
compare
it.
it to dorm life is what they compare it to.
That's crazy.
And then the last one I wanted to hit.
Nobody's
one
got a
last
girlfriend. No one's got a girlfriend. No one can go.
Yeah.
I'm going to go stay at my girlfriend's. Not imagine paying $2 grand a month and then never staying there because there's 22 other people there, and you just got to bang your girlfriend in her place. But now she's got a robot.
Well, what if you're staying there and there's 15 hot chicks living there too? Bang,
Hey,
there
now.
you go.
Hey, now. I will tell you guys, when I first moved here, the best forum, just really quickly, on Facebook is this Roommates Wanted. It's in LA. It's nothing but smoke shows, dude. Look, like, do you guys have a place? I need to live I need my own bathroom for $500 a month, but it's all hot chicks, dude.
Yeah. It's just crazy. But really? So you think you're a bunch of fucking hotties are all gonna live together? 23 of them are gonna live together. Are gonna put up with each other?
If they only got to pay $2 grand a month in New York,
No,
hey.
here's what you do, dude. You go, hey, this is what's going to happen. You guys can live here, but we got cameras everywhere but the bathrooms. Everywhere but the bathrooms.
Turn into Big Brother.
Yeah, that's the move, dude. That's the move. You want to make some real money. Yeah, you'd stay here for free, but the cameras are on. And it's just a bunch of Saudi dudes wanking it. Yeah, and whenever some rich Saudi guy pushes the button for $5,000, just shit drops from the ceiling right on your head.
Yeah. If Uncle Howie comes in and tucks you in at 3 a.m, you just gotta give him a nice big hug.
Okay. So Charles Schwab had their annual Modern Wealth Survey. What would you guys say is the number that you would say, and maybe most Americans would say, it takes to be wealthy, net worth wise, in America in 2024? What your total net worth would you say makes you wealthy in the United States?
I'd say 5 mil.
Okay. All right. Sam, what would you say? What constitutes wealth, being wealthy in the United States in 2024?
So rich
Net
is
worth.
less than wealthy.
Wealthy is the word. Yeah.
Yeah, I would go 5 mil. I go 5 mil too. Can I go 4,999,000?
Yeah, I mean, you both are double what the average person's. The average person said 2.5 million would constitute wealthy in 2024. It's up from 2.2 million. Now, to me, see, growing up maybe just in Podunk, North Carolina, to me, 2.5 million sounds like a shit ton of money. I'm thinking like $1 million and you're there. But that's always surprising to me. I see that story every year. They publish this thing and it's been creeping up and up and up for years.
Wow. Yeah, 2.5 million, man. That's not wealthy.
Depends where you live.
What are you talking about, bro? This is where we've gotten in this country, where we really numbers don't mean anything anymore. They really don't mean anything. Dude, do you know what that means, dude? That's 200 grand a month. Do you understand how much money that is, dude?
No, not necessarily. That's not 200. That would be a yearly of 2.5. But 2.5 net worth, Sam, that's everything you own combined. Your IRA, your 401k,
okay, all right,
your house, your real estate. That's not per month.
Okay, I agree. Okay, I'll agree.
I agree. If you were making 200,000 a month, hell yeah.
That number's nuts.
The richest guy in my hometown, his father was a urologist. We'd go to his house and hang out. He had a waterfall in his pool. He had a huge ass jacuzzi, massive house, 3 stories. It was probably like 5,000 square feet, something like that. It was $1 million house where I'm from. Not even, I think it was like 900,000 when they put it on the market.
That dude has money.
I mean, dude, when we hear these numbers of like what these pro athletes are making.
Oh,
It is so insane to me.
yeah.
And we don't, I think people are just disconnected from it, right? They just really don't like think about what that number is. When you look at like Paul George leaving the Clippers to go to the Sixers because they gave him a 4th year, right? Which I'm fine with. Bye. I actually love Paul George. I actually would take Paul George over Kawhi, to be honest with you. I think Kawhi's a better player. He's just not available.
Doesn't play. Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't play. But when you look at that, like, they're going to give him another year, 50 mil a year. What that number is?
That's insane.
It's so insane, dude.
That's
People-
Welch.
We just hear that number and it doesn't really resonate with how much money that really is. And like all of these new deals are coming in to the NBA because of all this new media. Yeah, they may not get the numbers that the NFL does, but what they do have, and baseball has it too, but it's just not as popular because they're horrible at marketing. But the NBA has so much product to offer that I don't know why they won't give TNT a package. You have so many games. And if you got that, if you got TNT in there as well, these guys within the next couple of years are making 60, 70 mil a year.
Yeah, dude, TNT's not going to be around in a few years. The streaming's killing everything.
Yeah, which makes it kind of sad because now we kind of get now we're going to get back to when there was only 3 networks, right?
Yeah. It's going to be Amazon, Netflix.
It's going to be Amazon. Netflix is barely hanging out. Netflix is doing really well, but dude, they don't have all the revenue streams from other things that Apple and Amazon has.
True.
Yeah, and Disney too. Disney.
Yeah,
Huge.
that's it. Those are the. It's
Well,
gonna be interesting.
the money's going to NIL too, and in college. I mean, you're going to see these guys. Within 5, they're going to be making. I mean, they already are, but we're talking like tens of millions within 5-10 years. I think.
Yeah, but
I mean, get ready.
Yeah, to make 4 years to make what 5 to 6 mil a year, if not 10 mil a year, and then you're done. And if you invest correct, you're done for your life. Yeah.
Well, and the irony of this, they finally might have figured out how to keep a certain level of athlete like the NBA second rounder and the NFL like 7th rounder / undrafted free agent in college for 4 years, because it used to be, it was just worth it in the balance for those guys to try and go get their money now before their knees, blow out. But now it's, those guys kind of make up the bedrock of most college football teams. And they might have found a way to keep them in college for 5 years, I guess.
Yeah,
now.
well, that's a great point, Johnny. Like, if you can get the money that Caleb Williams made in college versus, he's the number 1 pick. But if, let's say, you're the top guy at Florida, like, you can make bank.
Hey.
Like, maybe you make the NFL, maybe you don't, but you got a 4-year run. Damn, dude.
Johnny just hit it on the nose, man. This past Saturday, I stood right here. I put out the first pick on Degenerate Gamblers, and just what Johnny said, Georgia Tech was plus 11.5 playing Florida State.
That's crazy.
Florida State had a bunch of new kids coming in, a freshman wide receiver. Georgia Tech's got like a fucking 4th, 5th year quarterback, 5th year running, old dudes. And I said, you're nuts to bet Florida State. I said, take the money line. You bet $100, you win $400.
You told him to take the money line. Wow.
Yeah, that's my video. I put the video out. I said,
Nice.
Take the money line. Don't worry about the points. Take the money line. Bet Georgia Tech will win this game, and they did, baby.
No
They won
kidding.
that
Wow.
game.
Right.
They have a hell of a coach too, by the way. I knew that last year when
He's
they
a
beat
great
Wisconsin.
coach.
Yeah, great coach.
Great coach. Hey, one last thing.
Well, the big thing is that Georgia Tech is now throwing the ball. You remember they were running that wishbone bullshit forever?
Yeah.
Now they're throwing the ball. So
And
now it's like
that quarterback's good. He's good. He destroyed Florida State.
The Florida State quarterback was really great. I used to watch him
He's
at
good.
Oregon State. I just feel like it's a new system, and you're in Ireland, and it just didn't click that day.
And guess what? The pressure in Tallahassee is a whole different experience than Oregon State, dude. It's a different life down there.
Oh yeah. I'm telling you, that's exactly what I said. What you said, Sam. I said it around. The game was at noon. I came out.
He was at Georgia before, and he left because he wasn't getting opportunity. So he went to Oregon, crushed it, and then he came to Florida, and he didn't have the greatest game.
Hey, one last thing before Sam brings us over. So we talked in the past. Remember about 4 months ago, remember coffee was going through the roof, chocolate was going through the roof. What do you think the next, Sam, this is on you because this is your favorite thing in the world. What commodity right now there's a huge demand for and the price is going through the roof? Take a guess. Your favorite thing in the world, something you have to have.
Gold.
Close. Sausage.
Okay.
An uptick in sausage demand can offer the latest sign of consumers tightening their belts. Sam's loosening his as they continue grappling with high prices. Sausage going through the roof. It's
also,
like the prices are doubling, man.
Doubling?
Yeah. Go to the store and just look at what's like. You got sausages that are from Kroger that were $3.30, $3.50 6 months ago. It's $6 now.
Damn, Howie with the sausage news coming in.
Howie with the sausage news.
He's laying sausage on the table.
I was thinking of Sam. I'm like, I got to remember this.
By the way, he went to Clemson, then Oregon State. DJ.
Clemson. Okay.
Yeah, that kid. Yeah.
Which is so crazy because Clemson's biggest problem right now is that they can't find a quarterback that is like a Trevor Lawrence and the grown ass man who likes hand jobs during massages in Cleveland.
He's hurt. Well, Clemson may get fucking blown out Saturday. They got to play the dogs, man. I mean, that line, I think, is 13. Georgia may win by 25-30.
I don't know how that program has fallen off, dude. That program has.
Debo.
I just don't think he's adapted. It's weird. You would think he would be the first one to adapt to NIL. But
my nephew goes to Clemson. I asked him, I said, why do you guys all hate Dabo Swinney? Why do you hate him? And he goes, I'll tell you why. With he goes, he's the only coach who doesn't believe in the transfer portal. We got nobody coming in. He's got the same kids as last year. How are we going to be good? And he makes a point. I mean, how are you not getting good players to take over positions that you need help in? Linebackers, D-backs. I mean, they haven't brought anyone in. They got to play Georgia on Saturday, who is basically an NFL team. That could get disgusting.
They're so good. I'm excited for the playoff this year, though. The first year of the playoff. Dude, North Carolina's got maybe the easiest schedule in Power 5. If we beat Minnesota at Minnesota, we're going to run it out to 8-0 before we play Florida State.
It looks like it. And the team I have, and I'll put out, I'm coming live Thursday on the Degenerate Gamblers. I'm coming out with all these picks, but the team, and I think you guys can play them, Sam, when you're in California. Syracuse is like plus 500 to win the ACC. And I don't know if you know this, they got that quarterback from Ohio State, started 13 games last year. They got one of the best halfbacks in the country. They got a great NFL tight end.
Let's go Syracuse!
Syracuse they're gonna upset some people this year.
Listen, I'm telling you this, bro. UNLV is on the rise, dog.
Yeah, they are.
We're getting quality black athletes, dude. We're getting quality blacks. We got a real coach. We just gave him a 5-year extension. And dude, I think that UNLV feels they got a real chance to make it back into the Pac-12 because the Pac-12, I think you're going to see a hibernation this year, and then you're going to see them make a big grab on a bunch of these other teams because you want to get in on this playoff or else you're out.
How is it even called the Pac-12 anymore? I don't even know.
They've owned the rights, but I guarantee you they're going to get all the good teams in the back. And I'm going to say this right now. If the Pac-12 does come back I could see UCLA try to make their way back to it because they're going to get housed in football. Yes, they're going to make more money, but they're just going to get murked every season. They're just going to get murked.
Why? Because California's got great high school football. They always have. Why wouldn't UCLA be able to get the cream of that crop there? I don't understand.
I don't know, dude. And who knows what's going on with Cali's athletics?
Yeah,
You know,
like USC is weird. I mean,
it's just weird. And we got to go to the Patreon here, patreon.com/. But it's weird that New York City and LA haven't put out like, when was I mean, like Paul George, Kawhi, but that's a long time ago. When was the last
what are
time
you talking about? What are you asking?
Like, when was the last time either of those cities put out like all-time great players? Like
Out of
New
college,
York,
you mean?
yeah, all-time great, yeah. But college that went on to the pros. You had like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is probably the last great player. You had
Michael Jordan, born in New York.
yeah, but didn't play there. We'll move to New York, North Carolina.
He was born in New York.
What was that?
baby.
What was that point guard that was like a point guard? Kenny
Anderson, Kenny Smith, Pearl Washington. You could go down the line, but
Yeah, but
Stephon
dude,
Marbury.
Dude, did you just say Kenny Smith and Pearl Washington? Bro, do you
Yeah.
know how I was a kid when they were playing?
I know. I agree.
Yeah,
No,
he just put up Earl the Pearl.
no, not Earl the Pearl. Pearl Washington.
Is that a different Earl?
Yeah.
There are two different ones.
Kimba,
Yeah,
Kimba was pretty good. He's a New York guy, right?
I
Kemba
think that's
Walker.
the last one. He's the last guy to make an all-star team. You haven't had anybody, dude.
Benny Testaverde is probably the last great, I mean, like decent quarterback, right? To come out in New
Boomer
York City.
Esiason.
Dude, some of the comments are so retarded. I'm going to be honest with you. I love you guys. I get it that you're conspiracy theorists, and I'm very thankful for you guys. But this is a show about finance, and we're talking about betting sports. That's it. I get it. You guys want to talk about the doom and gloom, and I get it. This is not the sport show. I do 7 shows. Most of them talk about what you love to talk about. This is a different show. Chill. Okay.
Paul Pierce was raised in Inglewood.
Inglewood.
Warren Moon came out of LA.
Yeah, but dude,
OJ, those are all a long
you're
time
bringing
ago.
up old ass.
No, I'm agreeing with you. I'm saying it's just, I mean, I asked ChatGPT what were like the last guys. That was it, dude. It's a while ago.
Crazy, dude. How's LA not had a great player come out? It's like crazy to me. It's just crazy to me. All right, guys.
At least it's not Boston,
As you Melo's from Baltimore, guys.
2 picks. I got 2 picks.
Okay, are you gonna do picks, or are you gonna do them over at the Patreon? Where do
we
you
do picks here, and then he has
We'll do one here.
special.
Okay,
picks.
so these are his regular picks, and then you get the super juiced up picks at patreon.com/Cash Daddies. Patreon.com/Cash Daddies. We're banking fatties. Real quick, you guys got to join it. It's the most. It's where the bangers bang, guys. I'm tired of telling you guys this. This is where the bangers bang. Look at that. Talmud. There you guys go. You got Talmud talk. There you go. 820. Our goal is to get up to 1,000 strong, guys. 1,000 strong. Go to Cash Daddies. Go to patreon.com/Cash Daddies. Give it to us, Howie. What are your picks?
All right, Airbnb. It's under 116. I love Airbnb right now. And don't go long. Short sausage. It's too hot.
What? How do you short sausage?
The ladies love a short sausage.
Short sausage. You don't buy it. You don't go long. You either go long when you buy it. You go short when you buy puts on it, or short it. And if you short sausage, I don't think you have to worry about the short squeeze.
Dude, if I lose 20 pounds, I have longer sausage.
It's usually the case, man. Usually the case. But sausage is in demand, baby.
Talmud. All right, guys, it's been another great episode. If you want to hang with the hangers, you want to bang with the bangers, come on over to patreon.com/Cash Daddies, and please check out our sponsor who sponsors this studio, Jason, the Copy My Crypto. Go to copymycrypto.com/Sam and say hi to our boy. All right, guys, we're going over to the Patreon. Talmud. The Patreon. Patreon.com/Cash Daddies. Bye. Papa. Okay, here we go.
Snowflakes cranking, baby.
Snowflakes cranking.
Holy shit. Pfizer's cranking. What the fuck?
What the?